guys, this is problem number 6 from the study guide. So you are asked to predict the products, use your solubility rules to determine whether you're going to have a precipitate, and then draw your beaker drawing. So for number 6, you're starting out with the reactants of Na2S plus BaCl2. So I was able to figure those out because we have sodium sulfide. Sodium I know is a +1. I can also figure that out from the periodic table. Sulfide means sulfur, that's a -2. So to make those even, I need to double my +1 to make it a +2. Same thing over here. I've got barium, which is a +2, and chlorine, which is a -1. I find both of those on the periodic table. To make those even, I need to double my -1 to make it a -2, which is why I have 2 chlorines. So then I have to predict the products. So I'm going to switch my cations. Remember, cations are the positive ones. So I am going to make barium sulfide and sodium chloride. So now I need to look at my oxidation numbers to figure out if they're even. Barium is a +2, sulfur is a -2, sodium is a +1, chlorine is a -1. So they're already even. I don't need to include any subscripts. My next step is to balance the reaction. So if I look at my reactant side, I have 2 sodiums and 2 chlorides. Over here on my product side, I only have 1 sodium and 1 chloride, so I'm going to put a 2 in front of it. On my reactant side, I have 1 sulfur and 1 barium. On my product side, I have the same thing. So my reaction is now balanced. My next step is to use my solubility rules to figure out whether each of these things are going to be soluble. So if I know which one is my solid, or if I don't have a solid. So to do that, I've got to use my solubility rules. And I am just pulling out my copy so that you can see them. If you need more practice with your solubility rules, question 5 goes through all of them in specific. So if I look at these, I'm looking, here I have barium sulfide. So if I come down here to my sulfides, it says all sulfides are insoluble except those of sodium, potassium, and ammonium, and those of the alkaline earth metals, magnesium, calcium, strontium, and barium. So barium looks like it's an exception to our sulfur solubility rule. So it is not going to be insoluble like most sulfides are. This one is actually going to be soluble, so I'm going to put an AQ behind it for aqueous. Means it is going to dissolve. Then I've got sodium chloride. I can use my solubility rules, but hopefully at this point we all recognize that sodium chloride, table salt, is definitely soluble. We've dissolved it multiple times. So at this point, I've got 2 compounds. Both of them are soluble. So when I draw these, both will dissolve in my water to make a solution here. So when I draw them, I'm going to draw them both as ions in solution. So technically, because there's a 2 in front of the NaCl, I need to have 2 of those molecules broken apart into ions. So I'm going to add another Na and another Cl. All right, that's the end of problem number 6. Problem number 7 and 8 are coming up next. They're pretty similar.